dilemma. I need your help. My 8-year-old says he already has a girlfriend. He's 8, and he's talking about little girls being sexy, trying to find a man. Can't be normal. Seriously, help. What do I do?
Okay,
that is a serious one.
Yeah, you have a problem. I don't even know where to begin with that one. I don't even know, right?
8-year-old. She's sexy.
Yeah, I mean, wow. I just sit there and go, what?
That's a handful. You're going to be pretty busy. Just wait till he's 14.
Yep. We'll see about that one.
Yeah.
But,
well, apparently you're not alone, though, in thinking that 8 is just a little too young. Many people are commenting on our Smart Family 15 Facebook page about it. In fact, let's jump in. Katrina says, I wasn't allowed to date until I was 18. My mom was very firm about that. She also told my sisters and that unless we were ready to get married, we should really not date. But, well, should date, but I think she meant not date. But I think 10 is way too young to be dating. At that age, you're still a kid. Why grow up so fast? And there are plenty of time to date. So she probably thinks if 10 is out, then 8 is definitely out.
Right, that's what I was going to say. But we're talking about 8 at this point. Well, look at this one. Jeffrey Ward says, I totally agree with Katrina's kids. Dating at 10 years old is like a bullet in a gun waiting to be fired.
Oh.
Children, as I see it, have to have more things in their lives that they really need to be focusing on, like education at this day and age.
Okay.
Way too early to be dating. Good comment there.
Right. Well, you can join the conversation on Facebook.com/SmartFamily15. Join in the conversation now.
Now it's time for some family health. Now, do you have a young son, maybe 8 years old, that's already showing interest in the opposite sex? Or maybe a young girl who's showing interest in the opposite sex at such a young age? Well, this is why Dr. Lynne Kenny is here joining us on Smart Family.
I'm so happy we're talking about this topic.
I know. Well, I have to say, you know, there are some people that I work with. I know one of them has a young son who is 7 years old, and he is very interested in the opposite sex, and it's really amazing. So I guess the question I want to ask you is, what's too young to have a boyfriend or girlfriend?
Well, I'll tell you, at around 6 years of age, you really start to differentiate between boys and girls, and that's actually when privacy starts to come into play. So we start closing the bathroom door. We started always, well, even at 4 years of age, we wanted you to do that. But at 6, they're really going to be noticing.
Okay.
All right? So the attraction really isn't a romantic sexual attraction. It's more of a, wow, they're really different. They're really interesting. I'm interested in that.
Right.
So accepting the differences and not allowing them to attach sexualized words, I think, is the thing that you do. So if they're calling somebody sexy or she's really my girlfriend, you just bring it down a step and you say, you know, Joey, at 6 we have friends. Boy, we like those girls, but they're really just our friends. Girlfriends are for later.
Okay, got it.
So just
and your child at that age is not really putting a sexual connotation on. Like, they're not thinking of, you know, a boy's not thinking of a girl as a girlfriend that he wants to, you know, kiss or whatever.
No, I mean, they might want to kiss and stuff, but the thing is that what's happened is that the sexualization of our kids has gotten much more diffuse. They see things more, they hear things about boyfriends and girlfriends more, they hear sexual information by the time they're 8 or 9.
Right.
So it's kind of trickled down. So I call it pulling up your body armor in your family. Just pull up your body armor, tell them where the lines are, tell them what words they can use, and they'll take your lead.
Okay, but definitely if you have a child who is maybe, how about this? This is a good scenario.
Okay.
So let's say you have your son and they have the neighborhood girl over and they're about 7 years old. And, you know, they're playing together in their room, they're playing Legos, and you go and check in and they're both not wearing any clothes.
Yeah. Well, by 7, they really should be known. They should have gotten messages from their family already.
Okay.
Don't, you know, self-flagellate if you haven't given them the messages, but they should have been hearing messages about what the family norms are.
Okay.
So, you know, starting at about 3 or 4, you're saying we wear our clothes, we close the door, we wear our PJs, our body is private and we protect our privacy.
Okay.
And once they hear those messages, they self-correct pretty quickly. So if they're really 7 and they're not wearing their clothes, I would call that under-socialized or sexualized. And we got to jump right in there and tell them to pull up their body armor and tell them what the rules are.
Okay, exactly. Now, another question is when you have teenagers, I mean, at what age do you think that you know, kids should start dating.
Yeah, we skipped the tweens who live in my house and your house.
In my world, I skip the tweens because my daughter's tween, and you know I'm not going there. I'm not ready for her.
They're interested. About 10 years of age, your hormones do start changing, and you're interested in the opposite sex. And I think that you got to sit down with your wife or husband and say, listen, what are the family norms going to be in our family about dating? Because everyone else is going to have rules, Daphne. And you've got to decide what your norms are going to be. Okay? So like in my kid's school, she's a teenager, and all the other girls have boyfriends. Well, they're just matching up, like you and I did too, but we didn't call them boyfriends. We just like hung out with them for 2 seconds and then ran away.
Totally. I'd sit on the tunnel, I blow bubble, and they pop my bubble.
Right.
Literally my little bubble that I make my bubble gum.
So you're learning how to flirt, and learning how to flirt is a really important thing. But I don't think, and you're asking me, which I always love, you're going to get my opinion, is that we don't have to call them boyfriends, that we can call them friends. And then once we're in high school, yes, we can start having boyfriends, but do have the discussions, which we've had other shows on, regarding sexuality and privacy and where the boundaries are, and define the family norms for your family so your kid doesn't say, well, so-and-so can do it. Great, don't even devalue it. They can do it, but in our family we don't.
So Dr. Lynne Kenny, always some great advice. And if you are on Facebook and you have any comments that you would like to share, we would love to read them. So just go on to Smart Family 15 on Facebook. You can always find us there.